My name is Robb Stark of Winterfell. I refuse to bend my knee before the Lannister imposters. They must pay for the murder of my father and the abduction of my sisters. Spurred on by my loyal vassals, I have been crowned king in the north and the Trident, claiming back the ancestral birthright of my noble house from the corrupt and degenerate Iron Throne. Now, I must choose a queen to rule with. I have been betrothed to Rosalind Frey. However, in a moment of weakness, I laid with Jane Westerling, and she may be carrying my child. Do I risk angering the Freys and maintain her honor, or do I seek the best alliance to secure the war? Oh, Robb, what have you done? What's up, Bear Pack? Welcome to a brand new type of series that we're going to start doing. I have decided that my channel needs a little bit more content on it. We've done a total of 3 series and some change. However, I will say I want to begin the process of adding to the content that we have on the channel. And one of the best ways to do that is to begin new series. Now, understand, this is not going to be a long-winded series. We are going to have clear goals that we're going to accomplish, and then we're going to be done. And if we fail, then we can either start over, or we can consider the series done. If we fail in any of our goals, or if we fail in any of the, I'm going to call them failure markers, if we fail in any of those, then you can leave a comment down below. You can let me know. I'll leave it up to you as to whether or not the series will continue. Now, we are King Robb, the Young Wolf in the north, and we must win our independence from the Iron Throne. Now, not only are we going to do that, we are also going to have a few other conditions that we're going to try to meet. Now, these conditions are they're self-put on, so they don't necessarily influence your series if you decide to do this, but I'm going to consider them failures because this is going to be how Robb should have done it, and this is going to be how Game of Thrones should have gone, basically. And so we're going to have an alternate history via Robb. We're going to avoid the Red Wedding, and we're going to cause the destruction of the Iron Throne and the Lannister bastards. So, win conditions are win independence and rescue all of the Stark children. All of the Stark children. I'll say that again, all of the Stark children. So our failure conditions are 1, we lose the war, 2, we die, or 3, any of the Stark children die. If any of those things happen, I'll consider this series a failure, a wash, and you guys can decide if you want me to restart or if you want me to start a brand new series. Now, King Robb the Young Wolf has pretty good stats. He's a typical Stark man, quite a bit of martial, a little bit of diplomacy, and 0 intrigue. So that's the standard format for most Stark men. He is at the ripe young age of 16, and we are currently married to Queen Rosalind Frey. And that's not going to stand because, as we all know, Robb refused his marriage with Rosalind Frey because he lay with Jane Westerling. Now, Jane is nothing, basically. She doesn't have anything that we want to continue on in our lineage. It was a one-time mistake, and yes, Robb has honor by doing what he did, but I feel like he was trying to be too much like Eddard and maybe make up for the mistakes of his own father that led to his death. So, we will be marrying neither Rosalind nor Jane. There are better alliances to win the war. So we're going to divorce Queen Rosalind, lose 50 prestige, and Lord Walder of the Crossing is going to withdraw his levies. So I apologize if you were expecting me to marry Rosalind Frey, and that's not going to happen. So we shall await the alliance with Queen Marjorie. As soon as she's available to marry, that's who we're going to have Robb marry. And basically what we need to do now is we need to secure the Stark children. So Bran and Rickon are fine, and they're in Winterfell. Nothing is has gone on with them yet. They haven't been taken or presumed dead or anything. The person we need to find is Arya, and I believe she's currently at Harrenhal. So we will begin by sending a small detachment of men to Harrenhal to begin the process of trying to find her. And when I say small, it's going to have to be enough to siege it down, which currently is about 6,000 men, which we can do right here. And so that'll be our first move. We'll begin to take those men over there. Brendan Tully will lead until we get there. Robb will man the flank, and Hostin Trent will be on the other side. So we'll begin that process of going over there. The other thing that we're going to have to do is very, very quickly, we're going to have to rescue Sansa Stark, because she's currently at court in King's Landing. One of the things that we're going to try to do is kidnap her. I know that that's kind of a backwards process from how we typically go, but that's what we're going to do. Varys and Tyrion can both be paid off. 15 gold and 11 gold. Or, I'm sorry, 11% for 15 gold as well. Moonboy can be paid off, but he only adds 3%, 6% from Lucifer Crab, 9% from Grandmaster Pycelle. And that'll be the only other one that I pay off, because that should get us to about 100% in terms of our plot power. So we have to, it's a game, it's a beat the clock, so to speak. Because at any point, Joffrey could pull the trigger, because we know he's crazy, and kill Sansa. And that will be considered a failure if he does that. I will rage quit by murdering Jaime Lannister, and yeah, that will be what happens. So, those are our beginning stage moves. We're going to have to raise up the armies, and I'm going to wait to do that, because I believe Hoster Tully has the ability to raise up another High Lordship, and that will give him more men. So if I wait until he creates that High Lordship, then I can raise up all the levies from the Trident here in Esgaroth and march them down south to King's Landing at first, while we wait for the other levies from the north to assemble in Greywater Watch, and they're going to be kind of a secondary force that's going to march down to King's Landing or over into the Westerlands if we need the support over there. But this is going to be the first detachment that's going to try to take Harrenhal, and I don't think that's going to influence any of the troops here. I think these are event troops. Oh no, they're my personal levies. They're from my personal holdings, which is fine. We'll allow that to happen. It is going to cost us 9 gold a month, which is significant. But I feel like once we set up our council the right way and get everybody going where they need to be, then we'll be in better shape going forward. So, Roderick Cassell is our Hand of the King, and he is going to oversee the realm in Winterfell. Roose Bolton is actually our Master of Laws, and I'm going to send him down into King's Landing to sow dissent, to increase that plot power to get us Sansa back safe and sound. Lady Madge Mormont is our Master at Arms, so we're not going to have her do anything, because I want her to be able to lead troops. And if I have her train children or anything there in King's Landing or in Winterfell, then she's not able to lead any of our armies. Master of Coin only has 8 stewardship, so Oliver Frey is going to be our new Master of Coin with 14 stewardship. You're going to sit there and collect taxes and increase our tax revenue to hopefully balance out some of the costs that we have. Master of Whispers is Lord Wyman. You're not going to be leading any armies, so you're going to sabotage the province there in King's Landing. Maester Lewin's going to serve our court, and Priest Jojen is going to perform charity in Winterfell. Try to get as much gold as we can while we still can. I'm going to keep these other holdings because I want to hold on to as much of the tax revenue as I can. I'm going to create that High Lordship. And we have to pick an ambition and a focus. Obviously, our focus is going to be war for right now. And our ambition is going to be to win the war, because that's first and foremost what our goal is. We can press de jure ducal claims on Old Stones, but we're not going to do that. We can demand important prisoners. Sir Gareth Greenfield, we can. And then we can also do the same thing for Janos Bracken, Quinton Bainford. We can ransom all of our prisoners, but we're not going to do that. Set Crown Focus in Winterfell. And then we'll begin the process of choosing childhood focuses for all of our brothers. Minor titles. Designated Regent can be Lord John Umber, I think, is going to be the best option. He has 100% opinion of me. And I think that goes back. We're friends. There we go. Yeah, so 100% opinion is always good for a regent to have. Bodyguard naturally is going to be Brendan Tully. And then Summer is a good fighter. So we're going to keep her close at hand. Captain of the Household Guard is naturally going to be Brendan Tully. Now I'm going to have a court jester. Keeper of the Swans, Wyman Manderley. Just trying to improve some of the opinions of our of the lords that serve us. High Almoner, Oster Tully. Court tutor is going to be Maester Lewin. And all of our commanders are down here. We have one more that we can dish out. Naturally, it's going to be the Great John. It's going to be the best option for us. We need to get married at some point, but we need to wait for the marriage here to go away. And the only way we're going to do that is by killing King Joffrey, which will happen sooner rather than later, but we need to rescue Sansa first. So those are our first moves. I'm going to go ahead and begin the advancement of time so that Hoster can create that High Lordship for us. King Robb, I declare that my brother, Robert, left no trueborn issue of his body. The boy Joffrey, the boy Tommen, and the girl Marcella are being abominations of incest between Cersei Lannister and Sir Jaime the Kingslayer. By right of birth and blood, I do lay claim to the Iron Throne. Let all true men declare their loyalty. Signed, King Stannis of House Baratheon, first of his name, King of the Andals, the Rhoynar, and the First Men, and Lord of the Seven Kingdoms. Of course, I should have known, Stannis. I agree. That is exactly the truth. So, we begin. There we go. See, Lord Paramount Hoster of the Trident created the High Lordship of the Trident. That's what we were waiting for. Iron King Balon X of the Iron Isles has declared Ironborn invasion of the North. So, all hail His Grace King Robb of the House Stark, the first of his name, King of the North, King of Winter, and the First Men, Lord of Winterfell, and Protector of the Realm. The King in the North, the King in the North, the King in the North. So, now that we have that, we can raise up troops from Hoster, 22,000 men, and we can begin the process of putting our commanders in place. John Umber is going to be first, followed by Howland Reed. Actually, Hostin Trent is an organizer. Let's do that. Hostin Trent can actually command the middle. John can command the right flank, and then Howland the left flank. And I need to see who I have that's a siege leader. I don't see any siege leaders. Let me go through and look at my minor titles really quick and look through my commanders. My worst commander is right here, Lord Oswin. I wonder if there's a siege leader right here. Roderick Flint is a siege leader. That's going to have to do. He only has 10 martial, but that actually improves the siege by 40%. So yeah, right there. So he'll take over command once Hostin gets the men down to King's Landing. King's Landing has a levy of 5,000 men right now, 5,200. So that will help us tremendously. We outnumber them quite a bit. We'll be able to prep and begin the process of sieging down King's Landing. Okay, I'm going to click time a little bit faster. Still not going to move very much here. Quentin Baneford, I'll be merciful. Tytos Brax, I'll be merciful and do house arrest. Gowan Westerling will be merciful. Gareth Greenfield will be merciful. Jaime Lannister is complaining about the dark cells in the dungeon that he and his family are occupying and is asking for more suitable accommodations that would befit their rank. No. We can put them in the oblet? No. We won't do that. We can go ahead and start to engage Tywin in battle if we want to. March 29th. That's not one of our goals, though. Our goals, we're going to stick with our goals. Our goal is to siege down Harrenhal, which is what we're going to do. My prisoner, Tyon Frey, is complaining about the dark cells. I will grant your request. Now, the other thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to raise up all the rest of our men, a total of 50,000 troops, and we shall begin the process of moving them southward to Greywater Watch. And that should be able to, all of those guys are moving, everything is fine there. That should begin the process of amassing all of our troops where we need them to be and give us a good secondary force to engage the force that Tywin is obviously going to get. Yeah, because we're currently up against Tywin and Mace Tyrell, so we're playing beat the clock basically. The Tyrells are going to amass their huge force, and they're probably going to come and meet us at King's Landing, so we have to do this quickly. We need as much time as possible. Okay, so we won a battle here at King's Landing. We need 63 days to ready our siege weapons. Arya's been found alive, that's good. We didn't need to finish the siege, we just we finished that up. Okay, now one thing that we're going to do is we're going to, oh look, Lord Paramount Herald of the Vale. Offer vassalization? No, okay. We're going to arrange a betrothal between Harold Arryn and Arya Stark. Will they do, they won't do matrilineal, so I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to do that once he accepts. Wow. Did we really just have that happen? At the age of 8, your courtier Brandon Stark was murdered on the orders of Theon Greyjoy. Rickon Stark was also murdered. So I wonder if that actually happened, or if they disappeared. Okay. That's a failure condition. So we're going to restart this, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm essentially back to the same point that I was before, but I have left a small detachment of men because obviously 30 men is all Theon brought with him. I've left a detachment of 462 men there in Winterfell with some commanders to keep watch. Everybody else is traveling south to Greywater Watch. We're moving this army over, and we're moving this army down. So now we're deciding what to do with our prisoners, apparently. I need to be sure that I'm reading this because I don't want to put Jaime Lannister in, yeah, no. We're gonna stay where you are for the Lannisters. It seems that Master Robert of Coldbrook, the spy master of Lord Roger of the Rills, has been sent to the Rills to investigate rumors of a plot. Maybe he should be silenced before he finds out about my plot to kidnap Sansa Stark. My intentions are entirely honorable. Prisoner Tyan Frey, you can stay where you are. Okay, so Edmure took over. Hoster died. So I'm glad I didn't end up like sending a gift to Hoster to increase his opinion of me. But we do need to maybe work out how to... let's see, short reign, medium realm authority. I can't do anything that he wants a seat on the council. Do I have any council position? I do have an advisor position to give him. So there you go. You can have an improved opinion of me now, uncle. So he no longer wants one. He's an advisor, so he has +10. Okay, that should be fine. I don't think there's anything I can give him from my artifacts. Engines of War. That would increase his opinion of us by 14. Not gonna do that yet. We're gonna wait. We have his men raised, so I don't think we can raise up any more military wise. Oh, there are another 16,000 unraised. Hold up. Let's disband this unit, and now let's raise this unit up. Nope, 14,000 men, and now there's nothing I can do about it. Fantastic. Lord. Okay, so we're gonna have that army go as quickly as they can down to King's Landing. We have this unit working on sieging down Harrenhal. I don't see any Ironborn yet. We have a little bit of time, I think, to think about it. Good. Arya Stark was found alive. This is exactly where we were last time. So you're going to take the duty focus, Arya, because you already have some really good traits. And you are going to start marching your way down here with... Do I have another organizer? I do not. I'm not going to worry... Well, I am going to worry about it because I need somebody commanding that center. I think Hugo Wool. No, he was on the flank. Oliver Frey is fine. So they start heading down there. All of my armies are amassing right here. There's an Iron Throne fleet right there, but I'm not worried about that. I still don't see any Ironborn, and I don't think I will as long as that army is right there. But I do need to go here. Herald of the Vale. Arrange a betrothal between him and Arya, so that we can form an alliance with the Vale. Perfect. That's what we're hoping for. Now we're going to form an alliance. No, really. So our betrothal wasn't enough. How long do we have until they're married officially? She's 10, so we have 4 years before that goes through. That's still a good alliance to make, so I don't regret that. There's not really an option over here. I don't think we can, I don't think Stannis will accept any offer of betrothal for Shireen to, let's say, Brandon. Yeah, because of the R'hllor factor. And I don't think Dorne's going to be a good alliance because all of their, well, there's Trystane, but that would have to be Sansa if we were going to do that. Okay, so currently I don't see any large forces coming into play. We're going to have about 20,000 men whenever this army reaches King's Landing as well. And we're going to have to really hurry up with our... Oh, wow. The wall is under assault, and the Night's Watch is hard-pressed to defend it. They've called all the lords of the realm to take up arms and aid them in defending the realm from the dangers beyond the wall. So we're going to accept just because I don't want the opinion hit on my vassals. There we go. Hold on. King Robb, after listening to the advice of a group of my bannermen led by Meko Rago of Rago, I hereby release the Rago clan. I don't have any idea why that popped up for me. So we are actually going to rearrange our leadership down here, and Galbert Glover is going to lead the center. Brendan Tully is going to lead the flank. Actually, I am going to go ahead and place myself on this flank, and I'm going to have Brendan Tully here in the center, and then Hugo Wool on that side for this army to come down. What are our forces looking like? No, we don't have any forces that have reached here yet, but they dropped 32 men with Bronn of the Blackwater off right there. That's hilarious. Okay. Talk about a ragtag band of men. So I still don't see any Ironborn that have landed, and I don't. There's a ship right there, an Ironborn fleet, that's heading. Yeah, they're heading this way, but they haven't made it yet. So hopefully we can manage to. We'll worry about them later. I'm obviously not worried about it right now. Ah, here we go. Finally, an opportunity to abduct Sansa Stark has arisen. One of the king's personal guard has proven amenable to bribery, allowing for the opportunity to take her while she sleeps. Shall I tell my co-conspirators to begin their preparations? So this is Lord Tyrion the Imp. 26% chance it's a success. 40% chance we fail but are not discovered, and 34% chance the disaster strikes, the plot fails, and we're found out. We're still going to do it, because it's worth the risk. I don't think we're going to get another opportunity to have it done anytime soon. So Moore's Crowsfoot, it wants to join our court. 50 gold though. I can't afford that. I'm not going to do that right now. Oh look, disaster. Sansa resisted, just like she would, right? And now we're dishonorable. You know, you can't win all the time, and unfortunately, the honorable thing sometimes looks like the dishonorable thing. How many more days? 37 days before we can charge the assault. Has some new ideas that are in direct contrast to your previous orders. 40% chance we lose authoritative. What? I don't want that. How dare she question me? That's not what I feel like Robb would do, but the alternative is losing what I believe to be... There we go, look. In my opinion, gets improved of her almost immediately. Okay, we can do an all-out assault, but we're going to take some serious losses in the process. Or they are losing 6% every 12 days. I think we have some time. I don't see any doom stacks encroaching on our land yet. I do need to... there are quite a few men surrounding us. I do need to look up here and see... The Ironborn landed with 4,000 men there and some men right here. I need to keep an eye on this. They're Victorians leading a siege of Deepwood. And then they're likely going to land here in Pine's End or Crow's Edge with what can't be more than 1,500 men. So I'm not super worried about that. If they start marching on Winterfell, that's whenever I'll go ahead and disband this unit or begin marching this unit down south. Currently we have 7,000 men here, so I'm waiting on all of those men to come into play. Leopold Tallheart, as much as I want you in my court, I can't afford the 50 gold you're going to cost me. We have a very limited... Oh, look, here we go. 20,000 and 20,000. So we're evenly matched there, but if they decide to join forces, then we're in trouble. There are a lot of men here, though. Stannis is also right here. So... I don't care about this. Okay, I think we should be in good shape. They lost a battle down here, the Reach did. So their morale is super low. We're gonna sit. I think that's the best method. Oh look, no, we have 40,000 men right here. Because Stannis is right there. But if we assault, then we should be able to take potentially some prisoners. Let's do it. It's all or nothing right now. We did it. We won that siege. We actually cost Stannis some men in the meantime. Oh, look, but Joffrey's imprisoned by Stannis. So that's actually good. That means our war is gonna end, and we're gonna begin the process of fighting Stannis. Oh no, look. A series of laws have been passed by King Stannis of the Iron Throne, limiting the power of his vassal, the High Septon, in the realm. One of these laws prohibits the faith from arming, so the faith militant, comprising of the warrior sons and the poor fellows, has been disbanded. So, it looks like Stannis is now king of the Iron Throne, and by proxy, we are independent. So, these men can march, all of these men can march to Winterfell. You guys can stop. You guys can merge and march here, led by, I'm going to actually use Brendan to lead this army here, in case we have to turn around very quickly. There's no way that Stannis' vassals are going to like him because of the R'hllor factor, so I'm not super worried about the potential there. You can stop. You guys can march right here. Fantastic. So Edmure Tully has refused to join the cause, but that's not really that big of a deal, because we have his men already raised. What are you doing, sir? Stay right there. I'm waiting on all of these men to amass. We have an advisor position that we can give out. I don't have any powerful vassals to give it to, so instead we're going to give it to Lord John Umber, who is one of my favorite characters. And we're going to allow these guys to... okay, here we go. Look, here's a raven that we just got. The King of the Iron Throne. In the name of the Lord of Light, I, Stannis of the House Baratheon, first of my name, promise, pledge, and guarantee in the sight of the Heart of Fire that I will be the protector and defender of the realm in all the ways useful to it, however many, and insofar as I am supported by the divine assistance according to my knowledge and ability. Today, King Stannis was crowned by King Stannis himself, and formally received the title of King of the Andals, the Rhoynar, and the First Men, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms, and Protector of the Realm. He is no king of mine, so I do not care, but I'm still impressed that he was able to do that. Now we begin the process of marching up here, and in order to make this the best possible situation, I am going to... let's see, I'm going to place Brendan Tully in the center, Hugo Wool on the side, and Hostin Trent on this side. I'm going to allow them to go and attack Dagmar. And they just won that siege, but we're going to totally smash them in battle, so I'm not super worried about that. A son was born. Oh wow, look, we had a son with Jane Westerling. And you know what? I think John would do the honorable thing and name him, or I'm sorry, I think Robb would do the honorable thing and name him John. I will acknowledge him as mine and take the piety hit. But now we need to make a better alliance than what we had before. Oh look, Willem Lannister. That's fantastic. You know, I need to figure out where Sansa is. She's at court at the Red Keep. We need to maybe assign a guardian. Myself? would be a hostage in a foreign power. No, she wouldn't. Yeah, the plot power to get her back is not going to be good, but attempted kidnapping. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to save you. That was all. I just wanted to save you. However, I will say she's alive. So that falls into my fail conditions. She's alive and I'm good with that. How many ships do we have raised? Because I need to know what the win conditions are here. Will you accept white peace? You will. I gain 100 prestige from... Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to sue for white peace. And there we go. Cool. That turned out much better than I expected it to. Our vassals are just now starting to realize that their levies have been raised for far too long. We have a new Justicar that we need to begin to... or that we need to use. Oh, and look, Roose Bolton is assisting Daenerys Stormborn in her assault of the Iron Throne. Who knew that Dany would show up right now? Married to Aegon. Khal Aegon, that's fantastic. I don't have the ability to join her war, do I? I don't. That's fantastic, though. I'm totally cool with that. That's going to be a great way for this series to play out if we continue it, because we have accomplished all of our goals. And right now, I think is a good time to call it a day. And I think we did just about as good as you could possibly expect Robb to do. We don't have a marriage alliance, but we won the war in spite of that. Winning by proxy, basically, leading the siege of King's Landing and allowing Stannis to take the throne, which I believe Robb would have done, and maintaining our northern independence from the Iron Throne. We rescued Arya Stark, found her, and Sansa is safe and sound. She's still a hostage, so if you don't consider that a win, leave a comment down below, and I'll be sure to come back and maybe attempt to rescue her in the future. But in the meantime, I think it's important to understand that we did a pretty good job, I think. Wow, Loras of the Reach killed Tywin Lannister in personal combat. Cersei Lannister was burnt as an offering to R'hllor by Stannis, and Tyrion Lannister is now Lord Paramount of the Westerlands. And he has a Valyrian steel sword. He has ice. Oh. 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 Okay. I see.